Welcome to a little headstand tutorial. This is really one of the postures that needs to be taken with care and with stages of readiness of the full expression of the posture, just because there's a lot of weight bearing moving from the lower torso into the upper torso, a lot of action or weight bearing on the spine as well as the neck, the cranium, the skull, and we're working with a lot of lymphatic pathways, arteries, veins, neural connectivity running out from the spine into the brain and the structure of the skull itself. So we want to be working very sensitively towards that and make sure that the supporting structures like the arms, the shoulders, the upper back are ready to bear that sort of capacity. So before we're going to explore the headstand, we're just going to move into a few little warm-up rounds. So you can start with interlacing your hands behind your neck, behind the skull, and then draw the elbows slightly forward, up and towards each other, pressing the back of your skull into your palms, and then gently tractioning or pulling up with your hands on the back of the head to create some length in the neck vertebra. And by pushing back of the head into the hands, you're creating a little bit more stability in the neck vertebra here. Just take a few rounds of an easy, deeper breath, creating some spaciousness around the ribcage, the upper torso, just by taking nice full breaths in and out. And then go with your natural inclination here of slowly, gently twisting the neck towards your right shoulder, just as far as it feels comfortable. Allow the upper spine and the shoulders to follow. Twisting through the rib cage. In, out through center. Exhale across slowly, gently. Keep pressing the head back into the hands. To the other side. In, out center. Exhale across to the right again. Inhale center. Cross to the left. Good. Coming back up. Release the hands down. Come forward to your forearms and the knees. You're going to interlace the hands underneath a little cushion or blanket. I have a very thin cushion here to give some support to the skull and the neck. Fingers interlace and the wrists stay a little bit open. You're going to be shoulder width apart so you can hold on to the upper arms and then take the hands out in front of you underneath the cushion. I love practicing headstand in this way. Okay, from here shift forward onto the forearms, toes tuck under to stabilize the hips, and then start with letting the chest come forward, so you're almost collapsing a little into the upper back. Melt the chest forward, and just by pushing into the elbows, push up. Okay, you can almost round a little bit here, that's fine. Really spreading into the space between the shoulders. Soften completely forward, and then exhale, press a little up. It comes forward. Let's do one more. You can integrate the whole spine. Reach your chest all the way forward, lift the sitting bones back and apart, and then push away from the floor. Front ribs pull in, chest engages, sternum moves in, spine curls out, head comes forward. Come back to neutral. So find an in between the chest softening all the way forward and rounding out. Okay, just finding some leveling spaciousness and stability around the upper torso and the shoulders. Take the upper arm bones back. Good. You're going to lift the thigh bones up into the hips and place the crown of the head down into your palms, into your cushioning. Okay, and remember this action that you can always lift the head out of the hands. Okay, huge engagement in the shoulders, so there's very little bearing of weight on the actual head. Okay, come on up. Lift the hips. Walk the feet a little closer in. You can start with wider legs. Wider is definitely easy in the beginning, and you can eventually close them in to press up fully. And then start with bringing one knee in the chest and work on slowly pivoting from the hips, tipping yourself off the floor. Okay? The pressing up action will ultimately be safer for your body. So when we practice headstand with kicking in, because we want to sort of get there, there's nothing wrong with it, really not. It's just, it works a little bit more in an uncontrolled way of applying that continuous pressure and force into the neck vertebra. So I don't really like teaching it that way. I like either building the strength to press up, or you would help someone and assist them up, okay, or use a wall until they find that capacity in themselves. You're gonna come on up one more time, hands interlaced. Make sure you're stable, take your time. Full breath into the upper back, the back of the ribs. Exhale to come forward and up. I'm gonna do legs together, but wider makes it a little bit easier to start with. So you're gonna pivot and slowly press. Okay, you can play around with little piking options, which is also nice to just find your bearing here. And maybe eventually take it up into your full headstand. And breathe. And this posture has so many benefits of calming the nervous system, draining the lymphatic system, giving the organs a break from gravity by turning them upside down, strengthening the neck, shoulders, upper back. Deep breath. And then slowly, in whatever way works for you, come down carefully, strategically, and then come to rest in cow pose with the forehead resting on your prop, hands by your side, and just allowing the spine to neutralize here. If it feels good, you can gently turn the head from side to side,